Show. It's the real Chuck Daddy Show. It's the real Chuck Daddy Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be back with you guys on what is a beautiful Monday here in the Chicagoland area. So beautiful that I've seen a million fashion disasters today. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Tonight, we have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure. We'll cover all the COVID-19 update numbers, as well as all the celebrity gossip, news, entertainment, top trending stories, as we remember wonderful women during Women's History Month. And speaking of wonderful women, is none other than our co-host, the one and only Miss K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. Hello, my darling. How are you?
I'm good, Art. How are you? And hello and good evening to our viewing audience tonight on a beautiful Monday evening. But for those in the Chicago area, stay tuned. This weather won't last.
You know, I saw so many get-ups and outfits today. I am convinced that most people have not bought any new summer clothes in about 15 years. I saw some things today that were travesties. Do you understand me? They were travesties.
Oh.
And, you know, I used to be the fashion police many years ago on another program, but I am not being the fashion police. I'm just telling y'all, you should have took some of that PPP money and bought you some new summer clothes, because I saw some things today that my eyes should not have witnessed.
Well, can you give an example, Chad?
Oh, it just was all kind of just foolish outfits. Just
Lord.
You name it. It was foolishness to the 10th degree. Booty shorts, tank tops, bullet wounds, stretch marks that look like foreign countries, all of that. So, you know, people were free today. They were free and not realize tomorrow it's going to be freezing cold.
Thank you.
Only in Chicago. Oh, Joe Love said it was beautiful weather in Cincinnati. Hey, Joe Love, we so glad that you're hanging out with us tonight. He's been cooking lately. He's a great cook. I forgot to go see him.
He need to bring us something.
Our good friend, Mr. Brown. Good evening.
Hey,
how are
Mr.
you?
Raimondo.
Yes, good to see you tonight. Glad you're here. We're glad all of you guys are here. We have a lot to talk about this evening, K. Renee. My script is not coming up like it should. How was the weekend? I understand that your show on Saturday was the bombdiggity.com +2.
Oh my goodness. Let me just say this. Besides giving thanks to my podcasting sister, aka Sister Girl Speaks, Miss Kim Coleman, I've got to give a shout out to your cousin, Dr. Cynthia Howard Sims. I'm telling you, ladies and gents, if you didn't know what critical race theory is, you need to look at the encore performance this past Saturday, because Dr. Sims broke it down.
Mm-hmm,
do you understand what I'm saying? She broke it down to a language where all of us can understand, but more importantly, that needs to be integrated in our dialogue, in our normal dialogue. We could talk about booty shorts. We could talk about the pandemic. We need to talk about critical race theory. So
we should. We really should. Yes.
Kudos to your cousin, but also I've known Dr. Sims for over 40 years because we were in 4th grade together.
Wow, really?
I am just so proud of Cynthia, and she truly broke it down. So she definitely is coming back on our show. But I was just amazed. It was fun. It was informative, but more importantly, it was very poignant and powerful discussion.
Yes. Very good. Well, I want to applaud you, ladies. I'm going to go back and watch the rebroadcast of it. But, you know, conversations like that are very imperative in the day and age in which we live in. And so I thank you both for bringing that topic to the forefront, talking with Dr. Sims about it. And I'm just glad it all worked out to the greater good of your audience. And congratulations, your numbers were up Saturday as well, too. Yes,
Yes,
very
yes.
good. Very
God
good.
is good.
Salute, ladies. Salute.
Ah,
Very good. All right.
thank you,
Well,
champ.
darling, it is so much we need to talk about tonight. Hello,
Whew.
Wamelda. We're glad that you're here with us tonight.
Hi,
Hey,
Wamelda.
Tony Bailey. Oh, we're so glad to have Tony Bailey hanging out with us this
Hi,
evening.
Miss
Um,
Tony.
we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I was waiting to do the COVID-19 numbers. Let me see. My script, for some reason, is not coming up right, but I can do it from right here. As you
Okay.
guys all know, we are a health and wellness show, and each and every evening we discuss with you the latest COVID-19 update numbers, as well as what you and your family can do to help protect yourselves and get through whatever this is that we're going through. This is now year 3 of this pandemic, and so we are required to give you the latest pandemic numbers. Illinois reported 697 new COVID cases. No related deaths as of Monday in the last 24 hours. COVID patients in the ICU state beds have now dropped below 100 people who are in the ICU battling COVID. Illinois Department of Public Health officials also reported 521 new COVID cases on Sunday. And on Saturday, we had 1,106 new COVID cases. No confirmed deaths were reported on Sunday, and 32 deaths were reported on Saturday. There have been at least 3,048,042 total COVID cases, including 33,107 deaths in the state of Illinois since the beginning of this pandemic. The statewide 7-day test positivity rate is now at 1.4%, which is slightly up from this past Friday when it was 1.3. So I know I see the look on your face. I don't know if should I let you comment or should I continue on with the commentary about what's going on in China? So now it's up to you.
I want you to continue, then I'll make my comments later.
Okay. And speaking of that positivity rate rising, I want to add this story to our COVID story. We're going to go across the world. And if you guys remember, the first case of COVID came from Wuhan, China. Well, now there are 37 million people under lockdown in China as authorities battle the country's biggest outbreak of this pandemic. China has successfully contained every one of its outbreaks before this one, though a resource-heavy response including mass testing, transportation shutdown, and localizing lockdowns. But this time, Omicron, the much more milder variant of COVID-19, has swept through the world and has changed its old strategy. As of Friday, China reported 4,130 confirmed cases of COVID across 20 provinces. That includes 2,626 in Yunnan province, which is where it all started. Remember, that's an electronic area. They were the first to report this new variant. And so I don't know. They had their first 2 COVID deaths in over a year this past Saturday as a result of COVID, the new strain of COVID that is out. So now where are you at with this?
Well, interestingly enough, to piggyback what you're saying about the China uptick, Vienna, Austria, which is a country I really would love to visit at some point, they reintroduced face masks as coronavirus cases surge. So China is not the only one that's on lockdown. Not saying Vienna is on lockdown, but they reintroduced wearing your mask indoors. So I don't know what's going on over on the other side of the world, but you know it's bound to come over this side of the world at some point.
Yes. Well, now here's what I find very interesting. If you go into any particular stores right now, hand sanitizer is the cheapest thing you can buy. It's cheaper than buying soap. It's all on clearance. But masks are still readily available and they're still selling at a full price. You don't see them being discounted. You don't see them, you know, maybe the decorative cloth masks. I've not seen as many as those, but paper, the N95 mask or whatever the case may be, you are still seeing those being sold very prominently in stores. So that might be a big signal that we're expecting another increase in cases as well too. I don't know. I don't want to prophesize on this one, as I always do, but I do think we'll probably have a rise in cases because everybody's out and about now enjoying themselves.
Because they just tired of staying in the house. I get it. But guess what? I don't care what y'all gonna do. We still gonna wear our masks to June-Vember 2025. So that will still reign until President Biden says, okay, you don't have to wear your mask anymore. It's now June-Vember 2020, whatever. But still wearing a mask. I don't care what nobody says.
Right. I couldn't agree with you more. I try to wear it as much as possible. You know, especially when I'm in larger groups and crowds of people, because you don't know who's vaccinated, who's not vaccinated. Right. You're really not getting proof of any of it. So that's where you have to be very careful. So you're right about that. So, okay. Well, that's my health update. That's all that I have to say about that. I'm getting ready for us to, let me see. Let you start off with your first story tonight.
Well, you know, speaking of China, unfortunately, we have to send prayers out to the families of a Chinese airliner that crashed today, killing 132 survivors.
No, they're not survivors. They're not survivors.
Right. I said, well, I'm sorry. No survivors. Thank you.
Yes, 132 that perished.
Thank you. But this Boeing 737 was en route from the southwestern city of Kunming to Guangzhou, I hope I'm saying this correctly, when it lost contact over the city of Wuzhou. And on board, there were, as I said, 123 passengers and 9 crew members. So unfortunately, all passengers and crew perished in this crash. And you know, can you imagine? You have no idea what's happening, and then you start to descent at 29,000 feet really quickly. So that's what's happening. So our prayers go out to the families that were affected by this
Absolutely.
tragedy.
Yes. Being a former flight attendant, you know, we're trained for all type of emergencies, all type of problems. And what I'm thinking is that they may have had an air cabin pressure problem, and that may have caused the plane to go down, because in order for it to have a rapid descent like that, that meant the cockpit was probably incapacitated. We don't know if somebody may have had a bomb on board. Whatever the case may be, it does ask a serious question about what happened to this. And, you know, Boeing has been in quite a bit of hot water about their MAX series. This is the next highest plane after that MAX series. And so I don't know. It's considered a workhorse. That plane that crashed was only 6 years old. So it's a relatively new plane. So I don't know, but I'm with you. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the people of China and those that lost their loved ones in that flight.
I tell you, it's just, you know, we're living in some just interesting times.
We are. We really are. All right. Well, today is National Common Courtesy Day.
Yes, it is.
March 21st serves as a reminder that the behavior of society is melting into the sea of madness. In addition, this day brings awareness of how critical common courtesy in our lives provides examples on how and why we should improve to be better people. Now, I'm going to give you the definition of common courtesy. It's a behavior that is marked by polished manners and respect for others. Courteous behavior is a respectful act and expression of wanting to be kind to other people. I must admit, we have gone to hell in a handbasket when it comes to common courtesy. I witnessed today somebody driving, and you know how traffic is at a standstill, and they figured they could get between the cars to go, you know, on the right side of a car, took everybody's mirror off in the process and kept going. but a young man chased them 3 blocks and told them what they did. Yes, absolutely. Took everybody's mirrors off that was parked. All you heard was pop, 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 pop. Took all their mirrors off. So I don't know. What do you think about common courtesy in this day and age?
People don't have it. They don't have common courtesy. When we were growing up, it was taught to us to be courteous to others. You know, our parents have taught us you must be respectful of your elders, say please and thank you. You know, when you see an elderly person trying to cross the street, if you can, assist them so they can be safe. Open the door for people, for women, elderly.
Give your seat up on the bus for the elderly, the disabled, or pregnant women. That's not happening.
They don't do that.
Do not smoke indoors. People, you know what I'm saying? And no smoking areas. I remember when marijuana was a no-no. People didn't smoke marijuana like they do nowadays. They just, you know, riding around, puffing and passing. And,
when
you know,
when
so
you go onto the expressway and you're trying to merge into the flow of traffic, people will try to you should let them in, not speed up like, you know, Evil Knievel and try to, you know, I don't know.
Another thing that people do not do, as you were saying about the expressway, when you let somebody turn or come out in front of you, you're supposed to throw your hand up to say thank you.
Exactly.
Or people don't.
Nobody does that.
They don't do any of that no more.
They feel like you're supposed to do that. You don't do that.
Right. Litter. People throw litter everywhere. It's horrible. It's just really horrible. So with this being National Common Courtesy Day, if you are a person who believes in common courtesy, please continue to do so. But let's encourage other people to be more courteous and kind to each other, because if not, we are just a world full of Neanderthals. That's the way I look at it.
And it doesn't. I'm glad this is recognized for today, but it needs to be every day.
That's right. Absolutely. All right. What else is today, Kay Renee?
Well, also today is, actually it's 2. Single Parents, World Single Parents Day. So for those individuals who are single parents, we honor you, we cherish you, we know the hard work that you do to raise your children. So kudos to you. But also today is National Fragrance Day. So what is your favorite fragrance, Art? I know mine.
I love Bond. Mm-hmm. I love anything Tom Ford. Mm-hmm. I love Boucheron. Love Boucheron. If I had to go a little old school on you, I love Issey Miyake. And I love the original Issey Miyake, because at first Issey Miyake was sold as a unisex fragrance in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. As it branched out across the country, then they started making the men's Issey, the women's Issey. But at first, Issey Miyake was presented as a unisex fragrance. And I love Issey Miyake. So that's another one of my favorite scents. I'm a very fragrant person. I don't leave home without a fragrance on.
I know that's right.
Right.
Me, back in the day, I used to wear Paloma Picasso.
Oh.
But now I'm a Boucheron babe. I love Boucheron Initial, and what I'm wearing now is Boucheron Trouble, because I was called by one of my men. That was his nickname for me, Trouble.
Oh, so you wearing Boucheron Trouble?
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right now. Well, look like you might have a cuddle buddy to come sniff you soon.
One never knows. You never know. And I also love Bulgari, and I do I interchange Bulgari, Amethyst, or Coral. But but my signature fragrance, Boucheron Trouble.
Oh, I okay, very good. It matches your spirit. I see. Very good. Well, today is also National Countdown Day. Today pays homage to the 3, 2, 1. Get it? 3rd month, 21st day. So it is National
Oh.
Countdown Day. So remember, National Countdown is used in things like, remember July 16th, 1969? Do you know what happened then?
I think someone went on the moon.
The Apollo 11 launched into the atmosphere carrying a crew for the first moon landing. And remember, 3, 2, 1,
What?
liftoff. So that's what that's all about. Also, remember when we were switching over to Y2K and everybody was worried
Ooh,
about
got
Y2K?
nervous.
It was a New Year's Eve countdown that brought us
It
into
was.
Y2K. So today is in honor of 3, 2, 1. Very good. All right,
And
and we also
also, let's not forget with Miss Janet Jackson with Rhythm Nation. Well, she does 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
yeah. Yes, very good. You're absolutely right about that. Yes. All right. Another thing that we want to pay tribute to and pay homage to today. Today is World Down Syndrome Day. On the 21st of March every year, it gives people with Down syndrome and their advocates a voice and an opportunity to be heard. It's a day where people assemble and organize activities to promote public awareness about this genetic disorder. The goal is to educate others on the importance of supporting our friends and family who either directly or indirectly experience life with Down syndrome. And so I want to give a major shout out to Gigi's Playhouse. I meant to bring my mug tonight, but Gigi, the young lady who the house is named after, made me a beautiful coffee mug that says Chat Daddy on it. And I've
Aww.
never used it because it's truly a treasured gift. And she does a great job. And, you know, I was telling her mom when I interviewed her that we have come a long way in the world of Down syndrome.
We have.
I remember when we were younger, if somebody had Down syndrome, they were pretty much put in the third bedroom.
Yeah.
They were not socialized. They were not,
Right.
treated the way I feel they should have been treated. And I have so many friends and colleagues now who have children with Down syndrome, and they are just amazing young people, DJs and
Yes.
singers and
Yes.
cheerleaders. Matter of
Yes.
fact, there was the first college cheerleader with Down syndrome. Was she college or high school? But yes, so big strides have been made, but I'm sure there are many more strides that has to be made in order to make the Down syndrome world much more equal when it comes to
Absolutely.
other disabilities. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I couldn't
Yes.
agree with you more, Art. Well,
All
guess
right.
what?
Yes, darling.
Last week we were, Chicago was on the map about someone giving free gas. He has done it again. He will be doing it again. Ah, it seems like Dr. Willie Wilson, local former I can't even say mayoral. Thank you,
Mayoral candidate. They know what you were saying,
mayor,
baby.
former
Yes.
candidate who ran for mayor. How about that?
Right. He ran for mayor. Right.
He ran for
Look,
mayor, and
we keep
also
it
he's
simple on this show. We keep it
okay.
simple, baby. Right. We didn't, we
And
keep it simple.
entrepreneur. He is giving away free gas again this coming Thursday, March 24th. But he's going to extend it and expand it to 50 locations, including in the suburbs. He's giving $1 million away, y'all. So now look, hopefully he's learned from last week to plan it a little bit better, because folks were going bat snake crazy when they found out, ooh, I got $50 of free gas. So please,
Okay.
y'all,
So
extend the common courtesy, okay?
yes, yes,
When
yes.
it's your turn.
Okay. So let's recap that whole situation a little bit.
Yes.
So we were talking about it here on the show last week, and I played devil's advocate just a little bit,
You
and I
did.
said, listen, this is going to be chaos and pandemonium.
Mm-hmm.
I am very proud of Willie Wilson and all that he has done. Willie Wilson has even helped me during this pandemic. He is a tremendously great and wonderful gentleman.
I believe that.
But the gas giveaway was also a fiasco.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you why. People said that the lines were miles long. Okay. So I'm gonna give you a prime example. He was giving gas away at at 99th and Halsted, going
Right.
that gas
Right on
station
the
expressway. Right before
Right
you
on the
get on the
expressway.
expressway coming into the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's try somebody who's on their way to take their kid to school, somebody on their way to work, whatever the case may be. These people are bumper to bumper blocking the intersection.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
People are trying to get out. People are trying to do what they need to do. I was even told that at 103rd Street, the traffic was so crazy and bad that people who were turning thought this was backed up traffic. So they were trying to get over other traffic. You see what I'm saying? So it needs to be thought out a little bit more. I was told that even like at 103rd, when the light changed, they did not break the chain. They did not break it because they didn't want anybody to get in front of them. So I was told that they're just going to hand everybody gift cards and then people can go and fill up the gas wherever they, I guess, want to get it at. Because, really, my vehicle, a half a tank now is $40. So, get
No,
people.
I thoroughly agree. I mean, I'm sure the one on 91st and Stony.
Right. Yeah, I heard that was a problem. I heard
Right.
that was a problem. I heard that was a major problem as well, too. Yes.
So, I applaud Dr. Wilson for being so gracious. But when you're thinking about giving something like that away, you got to think it through.
Right.
Like, begin as Stephen Covey would say, one of the 7 habits, begin with the end in mind. So if you have an idea that's a very philanthropic idea, think about the end result. What could happen? What could go wrong? Because you want it to be a win-win scenario all the way through, but things do happen.
They do. And I'm so grateful to know that a Black man is doing this. He's trying to make a difference in this city. Rumor has it that he's trying to run for mayor of the city. But long story short, nobody else is stepping up offering $1 million worth of gas to people in need right now. And again, when I tell you my vehicle only takes $40 worth of gas, a half a tank of gas is costing me $40 right now.
That's something.
Isn't that something? You just never know. It's just crazy to say the least. All right.
Well,
what else?
What today is? Today
What?
is a very historic day. As we're talking about Women's History Month, a certain judge is now in the process of being confirmed as the first Black woman on the Supreme Court, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. I happened to see clips of her opening statement, and I couldn't be more proud. Her parents were in the back. I could see the look on her father's face just beaming with pride. Her husband, her daughters. I mean, she spoke so eloquently, and I really pray they're going to put her through the ringer.
Yes.
But the fact that the Democrats have enough votes to confirm her, this is going to happen. Now I believe she's going to answer those tough questions, but this is it does me proud. So to all little Black and brown girls everywhere, remember this moment. This is very historic.
It is. It's very historic. You're absolutely right. She spoke so eloquent today when her husband started crying and just all of that was just so wonderful. And here's the deal. It is time that we see an African-American woman in that role. You have every other minority represented, so an African-American woman would only be fair, and I'm looking forward to her being appointed. But now, speaking of Supreme Court judges, honey, Uncle Clarence got taken to the hospital this weekend because he's talking about he felt like he had the flu. Well, how is it that Uncle Clarence only got the flu when everybody else is getting COVID? So now, talking about it's flu-like symptoms. We ain't heard about the flu in 3 years.
Well, he is 73, and he is the oldest associate justice on the Supreme Court bench.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I
Wow.
didn't either. So
Wow.
we hope you're well.
We
But
do.
your wife has been causing some uproar. Maybe she needs to do her wifely duties and take care of you so you can feel better.
What the wife been doing? She been clowning. She been showing out.
Do you she was, remember with the insurrection, she was there.
Oh, that's right.
Jenny Thomas, that's her name. Of course, she claims she left before all the craziness started. But my question is, what the hell were you doing there in the first place?
From Jump Street.
Hello?
Inquiring minds want to know.
And see, they're investigating, okay, why was she there? Because
Right.
that will cause a sincere conflict of interest because she is his wife.
Right.
There are just certain things that you can't. Now, I'm not being feminist or nothing like that or just being old school, but if I'm married to a Supreme Court justice, I have to stay in my lane.
That's right.
And know my place.
Right.
And I'm not being, that's not being, old or stuff like that. That's just being real.
That's right. That's right. That's not being common courtesy today. That's being straight up life. That's right. I'm with you on that. Yes, absolutely. What were you doing there? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Unless she was there handling.
And she kept saying, I wasn't there. I left before Trump arrived. You shouldn't have been there in the first place. How about that?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, we'll see how that all works. Okay. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Okay. Keep going. What else?
Well, you know who else has been in the news? And I happened to see the interview. Wendy Williams. How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Apparently, she's getting better and she wants to come back, but she cannot speak on what's really going on. Honestly, I hope that she can get the help that she needs. And I mean, she's been in the air for 14 years. She's had a wonderful run. Maybe it's time for you to just take a break.
Right.
And then try to do something different.
Here's the deal. I was not hating on Wendy at all when I said it's been a wrap. It's been good. It's been wonderful. But, talk shows and things like that, unless it's one of the long-standing running shows, but something like that where it's kind of gossipy and you talking to child. Right.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. Been there, done that. I believe that Steve Harvey was replaced with Kelly Clarkson so that middle-class white America could feel like they had somebody that could relate to them the same way Steve Harvey related to middle-class black America. I just love Steve Harvey. I mean, I get that. So, Jennifer Hudson getting a show. As much as I love Jennifer Hudson, I'm trying to figure out,
I'm like you, Art. I said, well, I'm happy for her if this is the road that she wants to go into.
Right.
But
and again, this is not player hating. I love Jennifer. I love her.
Too.
Right. But I'm just like, the Jennifer Hudson show, like what would it, be about? And you know what I'm saying? So again, it's the same things over and over again. YouTube sensations, somebody that made it famous on the news, celebrity interviews. So, I mean, and it's in each person's style, but it's still the same thing. Ellen, she's steady every day. That's my final season. Okay, girl, good night. Goodbye. When is the last day? When is the last day? And and again, and I love Ellen. I do. I love Ellen. But it's time. You know what I'm saying?
But see, here's why I think the problem lies. The fact that we have all these talk shows, the one thing that Oprah broke the ground for, she went there when it came to certain topics.
Yes.
That a lot of people were not willing to discuss.
Right.
And that's why she had the longevity of 25 years.
That's right.
Because she went there when nobody else would do it.
But now, Kay Renee, you've got to remember, Oprah was on the air in a very pivotal time in our world.
Agree.
You get what I'm saying? I mean, just race issues, education, women's issues, African Americans standing up for themselves, people being abused, whatever the case may be. Oprah was cutting edge with bringing these topics to light. I'll never forget when she presented J.L. King, who talked about men on the down low. I was sitting right there in that audience.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It was Cheryl
Whoa.
Burton that saw him at my chat and turned that over to Oprah. Oprah was cutting edge on every angle. Most of the things that we see on TV now is the same things delivered in different ways,
Right. I agree.
Right. Yes.
I agree. So,
Okay.
But, nothing against J Hud. We
love it. We love you, Jennifer.
I want you to. I'll be interested to see what her format will be when she starts a new show.
Is she gonna sing like Kelly Clarkson at the beginning of each show? Is she gonna, because I don't know. But we do wish her well. We're not player hating at all on this show, you guys. We just are stating our opinions, and I think a lot of people are thinking the same thing as well, too.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, we do have a death announcement that we want to announce. Gospel singer LaShawn Pace passed away today at the age of 60. She was one of the key members of the gospel vocal group, the Anointed Pace Sisters. The singer-songwriter was known for such hits as I Know I've Been Changed and Act Like You Know. If you guys are on TikTok right now, there is a live version of her saying, act like you know, act like. So that song is very, very popular. We are so sorry to hear that she passed. And if I'm not mistaken, quite a few of the other sisters have passed recently. So that's
her older sister passed. And then her mom, who was very close, she passed in 2020. So, it's just really, and again, it was so funny, Art. When I saw the news that she had transitioned, I went immediately to YouTube to hear the song, I Know I've Been Changed. And it was like, oh my goodness. And the moment I heard it, I saw your post. I said, now, isn't this interesting? And that song will just bring you to tears. She just reminds me of Mahalia. That was like Mahalia 2.0. That's what she reminded me of. Seriously.
I couldn't agree more. But my favorite is Act Like You Know. Because, again, that's the biggest trending song on TikTok right now. Right. So I just love that song. So, yes, our thoughts and prayers go out to her entire family. Dead at the age of 60. Gospel artist LaShawn Pace. Just sad on so many levels.
Yes. And speaking of honoring, I mean, we're still, even though we know that a certain elegant woman is up in heaven just doing her thing, I'm just so glad that Mary got her flowers before she left. But literally, she had been trending. And she's still trending.
Yes, she is. Yes,
For those who don't know, I'm talking about Chicago's very own Mary D. was one of the first Black women to be an anchor in a major city. Philanthropist, humanitarian. She was the director of community relations for WGN-TV, and just a beautiful soul who transitioned last week at the age of 85. She was featured on the Today Show yesterday, and they did just a wonderful tribute of Miss Mary.
Yes,
so
it was. If you guys have not seen it, please go back to the Today Show yesterday. Try saying that really fast.
Right.
They did a beautiful. Every week they do someone who has passed globally and that has made an impact. And the piece that they did on Mary D was so incredible. I was still in bed yesterday when it came on. And, I popped up and was like, oh, my God, that is so beautiful. What, they talked about the tragedy, but they talked about her elegance, her grace, and how she just continued to move forward. And so, again, we don't want to send our thoughts and prayers out to her entire family. But it was a beautiful piece on the Today Show. It really was.
Yes.
Yes. Well, listen, talking about talk shows, I want to digress just a little bit. We were talking about Wendy and Jennifer's show. Well, guess what? You will no longer be able to get a free paternity test by being on TV and acting a fool. The Maury Povich show is ending after 30 years.
What?
After 30 years. Yes.
Wow.
After 30 years, the Maury Povich show is finally calling it a day. Thank you, G. Thank you, G. felt as if we as people, period, I don't care what color, society, right, went to hell when these type of shows started coming on TV.
I believe it.
Jerry Springer,
Yes.
Maury Povich.
Yes.
I mean, you know, just again, just the underbelly of the world would be on these shows. So, you know, yes, thank you, Lord, he is leaving after 30 years.
He's got to be what, close to 80 now? If that's the case,
right.
Yeah.
And now Jerry Springer is a judge on TV. Same way with Steve Harvey. Girl, what is that about?
Oh, Lord. Jesus, take the wheel.
Take the wheel, Jesus. Absolutely. Take the wheel, Jesus. I can't drive no more. I can't drive no more. Jesus, I can't. Right.
Okay.
Right. I can't, Jesus. Take the wheel. It can't be on cruise control. It needs somebody to take it and steer it right. All right. What else we got, darling?
Well, you know, you sent me this story, and it's interesting that she would have this opinion. It's not surprising, but Grammy Award winner Miss Mary J. Blige, who I love her new song, Good Morning Gorgeous. I can't.
Yes.
I try to hear it every day I can, because I say it when I look in the mirror myself, Good morning, gorgeous.
All right. Good morning. Look, good evening, gorgeous.
Good evening, gorgeous. Good evening, gorgeous. Anyway,
right, good evening, gorgeous.
She says underbelly, right, Tiffany?
Right,
that's right.
Right, honey.
She says, "Can you believe this?" Now I want to ask the women in our viewing audience. Miss Mary says she's never met a faithful man, and says she's never seen a relationship where a man didn't cheat. Now, they're gonna be somebody gonna be playing the devil's advocate here. But Mary is speaking her truth in her experience. Now, personally for me, there's some truth to that. However, I do believe you cannot lump all men into one category.
Right.
But there is some truth to that.
Right. Yes. Okay. So, again, playing the devil's advocate here.
Yes.
And coming from a male perspective, right?
Yes.
That's the demographic of people Mary hang out with. You understand me? The people you hang out with and the people you associate with, they speak for how things go. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm sure she's always been around the musician. I'm sure she's always been around the street guy. You know, the way Mary was raised and who she is and how she does things, I really do believe in my heart of hearts that what she's saying is probably absolutely true. You know what I'm saying? That these are the type of guys that she's dealing with. You know, it's sad to say. I mean, I know plenty of people who have wonderful relationships, great marriages, whether hetero or, you know, LGBTQ plus. But if you hang out with those type of cutthroat people, that's everybody's life.
Well, you know, it's interesting you say that because because you asked me how my weekend was on Sunday. It would have been my beautiful father's 84th birthday. And my dad, who had an amazing wit, he always said, people, places, or things will either give you inspiration or desperation. Choose wisely. Right. So that goes right along with what you're saying about who you hang around with. If you hang around people who believe in being unfaithful, well, you know, that may happen to you. But if you're trying to be around people who are about something, who have good family values, who want to do the right thing, who have common courtesy and respect, then that's going to eventually, you're going to have those qualities as well.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that. Yes. So it's unfortunate, but it does happen. And you wonder, you know, why is this happening the way it's happening? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but it's the people she probably hang around. I mean, if a good man came in her life that was not a cheater, not hanging around a bunch of cheaters, I think Mary's life would be looked at and dealt with a little bit better. I'm sure she's very upset about the divorce from that husband, the alimony she's had to pay and all that. So I don't know, you know?
And I think, you know, there are times when you've gone through a really bad breakup like that, you need to take care of self. and
Right.
get self together, because
Yes.
you cannot attract the man that or woman that you want unless your house is in order. Because you
Absolutely.
will keep getting the
Absolutely.
same thing if you don't change really what's in here, the inner core of who you are.
I couldn't agree more. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. What else we got next?
Well, guess what? Remember Dolly had taken her name out of consideration for the
Yes.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where they were like, not so fast, Miss Dolly. You are still being considered. So she's going to be an inductee of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I'm very glad about. Because I know she was very humble to do that. And I thought that was really cool. But Dolly has had a wonderful career.
Yes.
So why not be honored?
Right.
So when someone gives you those roses, take them and just say thank you and keep it moving.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. Congratulations, Dolly. We definitely want you to be honored every way possible. Absolutely. And just want to make sure things are all wonderful and good in the world of Dolly. You know what I'm saying?
Amen to that.
Amen. We love you, Dolly. And that was, as you said, a very humbling moment from her, but let's give her flowers while she's still alive. I couldn't agree more. So speaking of flowers, our next person I want to give a shout out to is the fabulous Miss Anita Baker. 36 years ago yesterday, Anita Baker's album Rapture was released. And you know Anita's starting a residency in Las Vegas.
And I'll be there. I will be there.
Yes. She started a residency in Las Vegas. Yes. So
you know what? We need to do that. We need to just fly to Vegas and start. Let's do that, Chat Daddy.
Well, now we might be able to work that out. Let's look at when some tickets are and let's see how that works. But I love Las Vegas. I love Anita Baker, and so that wouldn't be a problem for me. I've not been in Vegas in a minute, so that would be really good.
And I was in Vegas last year, so it was interesting. And I said, you know what? I need to come back. And so, one of my big sisters just moved there, so I know I'll be going to visit Vegas for a minute. Long time.
Yes, absolutely. Very good. All right. Well, good. What else do we have in the news bag tonight?
Well, guess what? Amazon, who my podcasting partner called the online crack store.
I saw that.
Guess what? They just about to be just bigger than somebody else. Then, some serious britches. They've closed, check this out, y'all, 8.5 billion with a B acquisition of MGM. You know what that means? That means God. James Bond gonna be in with Amazon.
Right.
That's what that means.
Wait, we're talking casinos, hotels,
everything,
entertainment. We're talking about right. Because the MGM Hotel in Las Vegas is one of the world's, biggest hotels in Vegas. Wow, interesting. So when will this happen and how did this come about?
Well, it happened. It was announced last May, but now they've finalized this offer. So, this is interesting. I'm just still kind of in awe about this.
Right.
They closed the 8.5 billion acquisition of MGM. Because they already have a studio, online studio. So this is huge.
Well, you know what? The one thing I'm going to say about Amazon, and I must agree with Sister Kim Coleman, Amazon, girl, you can order stuff like items and it could be to you in hours.
I know.
In hours.
I know.
Like, right. And I'm not.
How you think I do all my grocery shopping, Art?
Yeah, but I'm not even talking about the grocery division. I'm talking about one day I needed something here at the house, an item. Let's say another remote control. Mm-hmm. I told my beloved, I said, I need another one of these. My beloved went online, did it, ordered it, and tracked it, come right to the door before we got on this show. And we talking about this may have been missing at 3:00. And before we got on the air, another remote was in my hand. So I'm not even talking about the grocery part. I'm talking about items like, wow. And if you notice, they are building warehouses everywhere.
I know.
Yep.
I know. I tell
Oh,
you,
hey, Janet Crawford. Okay, so Miss Janet, you're gonna have to come on one night and talk to us about Las Vegas. Miss Janet
yes.
has a group on Facebook that are all
Okay.
people strictly that love Vegas. And
Okay.
she act like this ain't her first trip. Look, this probably her first trip of the month. She loves Vegas. She takes that first flight out of here at Old Dark 100. I know. Look, we need to go with her. We do, because look, that's the mayor of Vegas, the Chicago mayor
Okay.
of Vegas. That's who
All
that is.
right now.
Miss Janet Crawford. She the Chicago mayor of Vegas. Right. Look, she cracking up. Right. Doggone Chicago mayor of Vegas. Right. She in the airport, it looked like it's midnight outside. She talking about I'm on the first flight. I'm
Lord.
like, oh Lord. I know.
I
Right.
gotta talk to Miss Janet.
Peter Bomb, we've got to have her on one night to talk about Las Vegas, because she is the queen of Las Vegas. Yes.
All right now.
All right, darling. What else we got?
Well, also, I don't know if we mentioned this. Y'all do remember Chris Cuomo?
Yes. Yes.
He asking for $125 million.
The disgraced Cuomo brothers. Yes. He asked for what?
Did I stutter?
Well,
He is asking for, let me pull the story up. He's demanding $125 million after CNN has smeared him.
okay.
Well, I mean, he's been, because I'm trying to think, Chris was just a very good, reliable anchor. He started from ABC, then he moved over to CNN, and he had his own show. And, I liked Chris Cuomo. I would watch his broadcasts, especially during the election.
Right. Right.
And as you said a few moments ago, unfortunately, like his other brother, has been very disgraced. I'm sure that dinner table at the Cuomo household with Mama Cuomo, she not too happy.
No, I'm sure.
But yeah, he's demanding that he receive 125 million. Good luck with that. I believe they will settle, but I don't think he'll get 125 million. He may get
Right.
in the millions, but it won't be
Right.
125 million. How about that?
Right. Right. How about that? So we'll see. Don't know. All right. Anything else?
Well, we're talking about Women's History Month, and
Yes.
what are your favorite women in any genre, whether it's entertainment, music, law, business? She doesn't have to be. She could be in spirit, or she could be with us now. Who is your favorite woman? And it's a two-part question. Your favorite woman, and then who the woman that you've interviewed in your illustrious career.
Okay. So my favorite woman ever will be my mother. Always will be my favorite. You get what I'm saying? That undoubtedly will be my favorite. Now, in the professional world and in my media career, Oprah would be number one. Out of all the women I've ever interviewed, Maya Angelou was so wonderful. When I was sitting there actually talking to her, she prophesied on my life while I was sitting there. And she actually told me it was the people around me that were holding me back. And she's never lied. She told the honest to God truth. I actually have this on video. She said it in front of Common. I was interviewing she and Common, and she just out of the interview broke out of interviewing and prophesied to me while I was sitting there. Wow. And everybody that was in the room, from the photographer to everybody, mouth was wide open. Who else have I interviewed? The Queen of Soul, the late great Aretha Franklin. When I was on the radio, Aretha was a guest on my evening show. She called in, and when I say to you, she was absolutely phenomenal. She was amazing. She was not the Queen of Soul. She was not this big major superstar. She was an everyday Black woman talking about living life, taking her grandchildren to go get hamburgers, all of that kind of stuff. And I just was like, wow, this is just so fabulous, you know? So I don't know. Who would be some of the people for you?
Well, definitely my mother, because she was my first teacher. And then I got to mention my first spiritual mother, the Reverend
Mhm.
Dr. Johnny Coleman.
Right.
Um, Women that I've interviewed, oh my God, well, Mary, as I
Yeah.
said, I've interviewed, oh, well, my other dear, my sister from another mister, who's, you got to have her on your show.
Hmm.
Retired Captain Gail Harris, who was the
Yeah.
first black woman, the highest ranking in the Navy before she retired.
Okay.
So she definitely just illuminates just courage, strength, and just that woman is just so intelligent. It's just beyond. It's beyond, and she's funny. I love the fact that Gail just, she's just like Aretha, just down to earth, really sweet. And I'm trying to think. There's one other woman that I interviewed that I really enjoyed, and that was Regina Bell.
Yes. Oh, she was wonderful. You and I
Oh,
met Regina together at the same.
yes,
Uh-huh.
yes. I had a chance to sit down with her and just, you know, and she's definitely a spiritual woman.
Right. Yes.
I think
Yes.
back and I remember when, you and I, we did that event together and she blew the house down.
She did. She did. Multi-talented,
Hmm.
friendly as could be,
Hmm.
very concerned about people in general. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? So yes, I agree.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
So, I mean, as far as interview, those are the women that come to mind. I've met wonderful women. I mean, if I had to meet a person that's no longer here, it would be my favorite, Dorothy Dandridge. I have, I've always wanted to meet Miss Dorothy because I
Yes.
felt that she was wronged. She, had a tough life, and I'll give Hallie credit. She played the hell out of Dorothy
She did.
Dandridge
She
when she
did.
won that Emmy. So
Right.
yeah, that would be the one woman if I had to interview. It would be Dorothy Dandridge.
Very good. Well, somebody else that I would love, that I loved and adored, the late great Miss Eartha Kitt. I got a chance
Oh
to meet her.
yes,
Eartha Kitt to me was just amazing. Josephine Baker,
yes.
the late great Miss Pearl Bailey.
Oh,
My mother was actually related to Leontine Price. So
really?
yes, my mother and Leontine Price were cousins some type of way.
Wow.
So absolutely. So I mean, they're just wonderful women. Reverend Willie Barrow.
Oh
Uh,
yes.
I think that women of that caliber and stature no longer are around anymore. Women that genuinely loved you, wanted to help you, and see the greater
Yes.
good in you. For some reason, I've run into just so many malicious and vicious women lately that again, no hate against women, but I've had my fill of powerful women that have been just so vicious and nasty. You know what I'm saying?
But you
So
know what? You know my saying though. Art karma's a very patient gangster.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, we'll see. Because I've met quite a few in different levels that I just could not believe. And I don't know. A lot of times I blame that on a lack of just a lot of different things. Again, on Common Courtesy Day of all days.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Let me get off my soapbox with that one.
No, I think that as we're continuing to honor women, even the one thing that I always look at, I try to look at both sides, and I hope that women who do not exhibit the common courtesy, who exhibit ratchetness as we
Right.
like to call it, that
Yes.
they have some type of humanity inside. Because if they don't, as I said, karma she's patient,
Very, very patient. You know what I'm
and
saying? Right.
she does not discriminate against color, whether
No.
you fat, skinny, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, man, female. She's very patient. And so,
Yes.
as we continue to grow in a different season, now that we're in spring, yesterday was the first day of spring, I hope that our audience will take the time to renew themselves.
Yes.
and
Yes.
and whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it. Because again, watching just Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, it brought tears to my eyes, because I never would have guessed. It was long overdue, but I never would have guessed that to see someone who could look like me about to be one of the most prestigious roles this country has ever seen.
Isn't that something? Isn't that right? When you think about it, it's incredible. It really is. I wanted to go back a little bit to the late, great Miss Mary D. Believe it or not, Mary D will be the last caliber of woman like she was that we'll probably ever see again.
I agree.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
When
I
you
agree
think
with
of, when
that.
you think of Mary D, you think of women like Jewel LaFontaine,
Yes.
elegance,
Yes.
class, dignity.
Yes.
You think about Miss Eunice Johnson,
Yes.
class, dignity. If these women had their ways, they were respected for their ways, and not
Absolutely.
everybody talking about their ways. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You've
Absolutely.
never heard anybody belittle Mary D. Anybody,
No.
look, you can go on anybody's social media post and people are saying, we talking about, hood folks. And don't get me wrong, I didn't mean that in a negative sense.
Right.
Talking about she was so classy, she was so
Right.
elegant, that type of
Right.
thing. So
Exactly.
I think, we are moving away from that in the world in which we live in.
Well, I hope not. I hope
Yes.
there are women that are coming along, and even women, of my season, because we were raised that way.
That's
so
right.
if you're raised that way, you want to be treated that way. So,
That's
as
right.
I said earlier, Mary, when I had the chance to interview her, it was like talking to my mom.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And
yes.
even after the interview, she always wanted to make sure that I was okay. That's what a
Yes.
mother would do. So
That's right.
You're right. She's definitely one of the last, because we've seen a lot of women, especially in Chicago, who have just risen above their circumstance
Right.
and just
Yes.
became just elegant, just became strong, and just had so much integrity.
Mhm.
You could just, when you saw Mary, the aura of integrity just permeated within her.
Absolutely.
You couldn't touch her with any negative stuff, because it would just bounce off and probably bounce and knock you upside the head.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, with that being said, we've had another amazing show. We've paid homage to some just incredible women. What I'm
Yes.
asking each and every one of you that watch this show, sit back, think about all the women who have been in your life, from your mother, your grandmother, your great grandmother. What about that first educator? What about that nana, that big mama?
Yes.
Maybe, you were raised by somebody. I mean, I was raised by Miss Bertha for the early parts of my years, my grandmother for the early parts of my years. So sit back and think about all of the women who have made a tremendous impact on your life, and just say, I thank you. Mother, I thank you. Sister,
Yes.
I thank you. Ancestor, I thank you. And that's what we have got to continue to do. So that was great. It really was. Well, darling, let's get that nugget of knowledge.
Yes, let me pull up that nugget, because we cannot end the show
No, we
without
cannot.
knowing that nugget. And this
That's
nugget
right.
actually comes.
Oh, wait, I done took you out the string. Right. Well, I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button. There you go.
Oh my goodness, I love you, Art.
I love you too, baby. I hit the wrong button. I done took you off the whole show. Right.
This this nugget comes from professor, lecturer, author, TED speaker Renee Brown, and she simply writes, sometimes the bravest and most important thing that you can do is just show up. And this is Motivational Monday, hashtag show up for you.
Mm-mm. Oh my God. I forgot to put Karen's nuggets up. Oh Lord, I done took you out again. Wait a minute. Jesus. I need a nap. I've been up all night. For more information, visit KarensNuggetsOfKnowledge.com. I got to put that back in there as well, too. Lord have mercy.
It's
Team too
okay.
much.
I love
Karen's
you.
Nuggets of Knowledge.com, you guys. Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. That's Karen Nuggets spelled with a K-N, nuggetsofknowledge.com. For more information, you can also find her on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. So make sure you
Yes.
support her and check her all out. Yes, very good. Child, I need a nap. Okay.
You're
Well,
gonna get a nap
anything else we
soon.
need to cover? Huh?
You're gonna get a nap soon. So no, I'm just really I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. I am so proud to be a good black woman in
Yes.
2022.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so very much. Well, Melda, we appreciate you as
Thank
well.
you, Miss
Have a blessed night.
Lamelda.
Miss Janet Crawford, the Las Vegas mayor of Chicago, but the queen of Las Vegas.
Yes.
Tiffany, we appreciate you.
Yes, Miss
Joseph,
Janet.
we appreciate you. Candace, who else is with us? Scorpio,
Raimondo,
Tony Bailey,
thank
we love you. Ramondo, thank you guys so very much for joining us tonight. We will not be here tomorrow night. I have a hectic day tomorrow, but we'll be back on Wednesday night. And then the following week, we'll close out Women's History Month. Okay. May you
Yes.
guys all have a beautiful night. Stay safe, do what's right, be about love. Don't forget, today is National Courtesy Day. And I also want to remind everyone that this coming Sunday, March 27th, if you're in the Chicagoland area, we're having a reunion of the Chat Daddy original Real Deal Relationship Chat. Yes, we are, from 4 to 9 p.m. at Bar 16, which is at 75 East 16th Street. So that's 16th Street Bar. They have coffee and cocktails. All you have to do is scan that URL code and you'll be able to get your tickets. No tickets sold at the door. Tasty bites, grooving music, and wonderful people. So make sure you guys come out and support this coming Sunday. Everybody's vaccinated, want to get out, mingle, wear your mask if you want, whatever you want to do, but come out and have a good time. How about that? And the weather is going to be nice here in Chicago on Sunday.
Yes,
40 degrees, but it's going to be dry and sunny. How about that?
How about
Okay.
that?
All right. Very good. Anything else we need to cover, my dear?
No, we need to let you, Chat Daddy, get some rest. It's been
Yes,
a
I
long
need a
day.
nap. I need a nap. I know, right. I need a nap. I do. On behalf of Kay, Renee, and yours truly, for more information about me, please visit therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. That's where you can find out more information. If you've not done so yet, please subscribe to the show, Facebook, YouTube, The Real Chat Daddy Show. Free, easy, simple. Do what's necessary. Help us out. We got a couple of people that have subscribed to the show in the last day or so. So we really do appreciate them for doing so. We really, really do. Yes, my cousin Tony Lindsay, he subscribed. And so, yes, a lot of people. We appreciate you guys.
Yes.
All right. On behalf of Kay, Renee, and yours truly, we'll talk to you guys Wednesday night, 7 o'clock.
Yes.
We love you guys. Have a wonderful night.
Safe.
Be safe. Be beautiful. Bye.
Bye.
It's the Real Chat Daddy Show. It's the Real Chat Daddy Show. It's the Real Chat Daddy Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show.